Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel and yet another day of the horror movie scratch offs. And today it's a little bit of a revisit. We're going to be talking about a film that I've seen now for only a second time, and it's a film that I reviewed on the channel a while back. So I figured today let's talk about some overall thoughts, what I think about the film upon seeing it again, and just again, just overall feelings. This is a film that can evoke quite a few emotions, and it just has especially two outstanding performances from two fantastic actresses. And of course, the film I'm talking about is from 1976 and is Brian De Palma's Carrie. Sissy Spacek in a career-defining role as Carrie White. She's one of the actresses that I was talking about, and of course, Piper Laurie as her mother in the film. It's almost like who is the one stealing the movie, because both of them are absolutely incredible. And of course, guys, I have the 4K from Scream Factory for this film, but the film also has some really good actors and actresses throughout. I wrote it down because I'm going to forget some names here. I want to make sure. I think I forgot some names when I did my initial review for this. So this time around, I'm going to get it right. So, of course, we have Sissy Spacek, like I said, as Carrie White, Piper Laurie as her mother. We have John Travolta as Billy. We have Amy Irving as Sue. We have Nancy Allen as Chris. William Katt as Tommy. And Betty Buckley as Miss Collins. So, I mean, again, John Travolta, unless you know Travolta is in this, it's like early Travolta. Like it's crazy. It's pretty wild. But this film starts off with one of the a scene that is even talked about now as far as like movies go. It's a scene. It's basically it's in the girls' locker room at the high school, and Carrie White for the first time experiences something in experiences womanhood in a way, and of course she is ridiculed, just absolutely ridiculed by all her fellow classmates, and they start throwing things at her, and this girl is going through something that she was not ready to experience, something that her mother, because Piper Laurie is psychotic, just absolutely psychotic in this film as her mother, and she's fantastic, but she did not prepare her daughter for this experience to happen as she gets older in life, and what these girls do to her and how they're making fun of her. You just feel for Carrie White, and Sissy Spacek, just she brings everything that Carrie feels. She is able to generate that to you as the viewer, and it's she's marketed. Look at the. I mean, I want to get a picture real fast, guys. Look at this. Okay, now if you're seeing the poster here for the first time, 1976, and what is this film and everything, you're gonna think that she's the monster, she's the villain. But is she really? No, I would say she's more the victim in this film. And unfortunately, the things that happen to her bring this part of her out. She's not somebody who's just out to be malicious and hurt somebody or kill somebody. These things are all brought out and carried throughout the film because of the things that she goes through. A lot of the torment she goes through with her classmates is all generated because of her mother, because of how her mother is viewed from everybody else in the town. She is she's a very like a religious woman, but maybe a little bit too much at times. And she takes it out on her daughter in a lot of ways. And even when she feels like Carrie's doing something that she shouldn't be doing, she makes her go and like puts her in this closet, makes her stay in this closet. It's really jarring what Piper Laurie does to her daughter in this film. And throughout the film, these things continue to happen to Carrie until we get, Tommy and Sue basically come up with an idea. They say, listen, we're feeling bad. We feel bad, for Carrie. So Sue decides, I'm going to stay out because it's prime season, prom time. And she decides, I'm going to sit this one out. Tommy, I want you to go ahead and take Carrie to prom. Now, along the way, before we get to that, we have Miss Collins, who is kind of playing like the mother figure for Carrie, like how a mother should be, act towards her daughter, and she's playing that role, and she's doing a really fantastic job. She's doing all the things that Piper Laurie should be doing, as far as helping her, helping Carrie, grow up basically and learn about things. So she's definitely a somebody who is an activist, definitely wanting, and pumping up and cheering for Carrie to, know, be able to grow and become a better person and not worry about, everything that's going on with her, how her classmates treat her and everything. She wants her to flourish and become, an incredible person. So, she obviously had, when she finds out about Sue and Tommy's idea, she had, obviously a little bit apprehensive. But as the film goes on, Tommy, along with Carrie, they go to prom, and her mother obviously is not having any of it. Does not want her to go, to prom with Tommy. Tells her, everybody's gonna laugh at you. And while at prom, they're having a good time. But before prom happens, we have Billy, John Travolta, as well as Nancy Allen, Chris tells Billy, listen, because she is mad, like she is angry at Carrie, does not like Carrie. She wants to get back at her, so she gets her boyfriend Billy to go and slaughter a pig, take the pig's blood, and they're going to dump a bucket of blood on Carrie at prom and just humiliate this girl. And we're not going to get all the way again. We're not going to get all the way to the very, very end, because the very ending, the very end scene is, I think it's, some people not the biggest fan of it. Me, I think it's effective, and I think it works. I think it's the only possible way you could go with this film. I don't think you could end this film in any other way without it just not feeling cohesive. And I think they did a really good job with the ending to this one. But obviously, at prom, when the bucket of blood falls, splatters Carrie again. Here's our scene right here. This is where all, what breaks out. And Carrie, who has, telekinesis powers, and then she shows it off here and there throughout the film, not really understanding what's going on with her. This is when she just goes full on telekinesis, locks all the doors, not letting her classmates out. She starts having these, we we kind of feel, as the viewer, we know that she pictures everybody laughing at her, but they're not really laughing at her. Some people are, but not as many people as what she is imagining in her mind. At this point, Sissy's basic, her eyes are popping out of her head. She is just full on rage, and she is just locking the doors. Fire is breaking out. Classmates are getting killed. It is just, it's a brutal, brutal scene, but it's effective. Brian De Palma shoots this thing amazingly, absolutely amazingly, and it's still effective now. No matter how many times you watch it, it's still an incredible scene. This girl finally just says, "You know what? I'm done." Like, she just loses it, and again, I can't really see her as the villain. Like, yes, things happen that are bad, but can I really, really feel like she's the villain? Not 100% villain. Absolutely not. I don't think so. And I just think beautifully shot. The acting is fantastic, and yeah, I can't say enough about it. And if you haven't seen the film, it's worth it just for Sissy Spacek and Piper Laurie's performances as mother and daughter. Outstanding, absolutely outstanding. Carrie is a thumbs up. It really is, and yeah, it would definitely, even from a film from for a film from 1976, it's definitely going to get you thinking. And you're gonna, the more times you watch it, I think you're gonna pick up more things, and you're gonna have. It's a great. This film is a great discussion. Great discussion material for anybody who's in the film, whether it be horror or not. I think this is a great discussion point. This particular film, and yeah, just from some cinematography, from the acting, from the story. I think that you can definitely have a really good discussion about the story itself and whether or not Carrie's the villain or the victim. I think it's a great, great discussion. And yeah, guys, Carrie, definitely worth checking out. So, guys, let's go ahead and scratch off our next film for the month of October and our horror movie scratch offs. Whew, we are getting there. It's been a long, long road, but we are getting there, guys. And we are going to go ahead and shuffle up the deck. The deck's getting small here, so we're going to go ahead and shuffle it up and see what our next film is going to be. Let's go ahead with this one. Rated R, 1980, 146 minutes, psychological, and gore. So let's go ahead. It's a long film. So let's go ahead and see what it is. And our next film is going to be okay. Again, another one that I reviewed on the channel a while back, though, so it'll be nice to revisit it. And it is from Stanley Kubrick, and of course Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, The Shining. Oof, I can't wait to go back and revisit this one again. So, guys, like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance, and I'll catch you in another episode. Take care.